Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thanks so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Gala, and before we do, we usually look at Bitcoin, but we can kind of surpass that for the moment because Bitcoin is basically stuck about 43,400. It's been trending between 43,000 and 43,500 for a little while, and it's trying to figure out if it wants to break that key level resistance at 44,400 or 46,000. I don't think we're going to see that this weekend, though. Personally, it's just my thoughts. And either way, I would just say be patient with that. Maybe dollar cost average in general as a whole would be the best strategy for the moment. Okay, we don't have that full on confirmation from Bitcoin yet. So before we take a look at Gala, I'm not a financial advisor. I just love teaching people how to trade, and I hope you can learn a thing or two here today. We've got a trading community rolling out with a trading academy month end, as well as a website with a membership login, membership dashboard, and the whole 9 yards. It's going to be awesome. Now, at this point with Gala, we can kind of see we're still below the 50-day simple moving average. We're going to be there for a little while. Nothing really too concerning. We're under 50 on the RSI as well, so the macro doesn't look great in the sense that even though we bounced off at 30 almost. That was a key level support at about 29 cents. We shouldn't expect just a strong continuation of the upside, right? We might see a little bit of correction, so to speak, from Gala, where it wants to try to increase a little pump. That does happen from time to time based on the fact that anytime it bounces off a key level support and consolidates for a little while, it tries to increase again. Again, as soon as Bitcoin has that knee-jerk reaction, that little leg down, so to speak, if that were to happen, of course, we will expect that from Gala. So I want you to be prepared and ready for that. This may not be the bottom. I don't think we're going to see anything much lower personally, just because it's you can only hold something so low for so long, and with an RSI close to 30 for almost 3 or 4 trading days, it's an indication that we might see a turnaround soon. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Some good things are happening here. We got a potential convergence on the MACD as well. It's not all bad, but it's not great, if that makes any sense. Okay, so taking a look at the 4 hour, let's go ahead and see here what's going on. We've got a decent amount of hold on, let's see where the volume's at really quick. We got a lot of volume here. In fact, let's take a look at the 1 day first and see where the most amount of volume accumulation is once we've, starting with December. So let's go ahead and go right back to December. Yeah, we can see the most amount of volume is right up where the moving average is, right around 50 cents. We don't have a lot of volume at the foundation here just yet, but as we build more volume at the base, then we'll be able to see a stronger recovery, okay? All right, so just want to throw that out there because, volume does speak very loud. And right now it's telling us we got a strong volume profile closer to 50 cents in the last month and a half of trading. And that's just something to be aware of, because once we get there, we might see some resistance. Between now and there, though, we do have some positive. We're up over the 50-day simple moving average, so the midterm looks good in that sense. We're over 50 on the RSI as well, so it implies that we broke a key level resistance, which was that 50-day SMA. Concurrent, we've also got a MACD convergence here as well that occurred at 5 a.m. today. Okay, so really all good things across the board on the 4 hour time frame. So the midterm looks good. The midterm is basically telling us we're seeing a turnaround. Okay. Now the macro doesn't look great, but the macro becomes what the midterm is, right? So if we have consistency on the 4 hour chart, we can get higher highs and higher lows more consistently, so to speak. Then we're going to be able to see some really good things here from Gala. The next high needs to be higher, somewhere in the range of 36 cents higher. Okay, we need to be higher than 36 cents in the next high push in order to kind of have that higher high and higher low pattern of form on the 4 hour, kind of transcribing over to the macro, so to speak, right? The 1 day will eventually pick up these habits, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's a good sign there. Mostly good on the midterm. I like that. It's a good sign. Let's take a look at the cloud, of course, see if we have a breakthrough. We do, and we can see roughly 4 hours prior to, or just after 4 hours after the MACD convergence / 4 hours ago, we can see that that there was that convergence on the MACD that led to an inevitable breakout or break above on the cloud. So this is a very good sign here. This is traditionally what you want to look for to take a long position. The thing you want to consider though here is how well this is going to hold. Because the Ichimoku cloud works as a support and resistance level, right? It's above, so it's considered to be a support level now. But you can see how fast the price is dropping down to that level. That's a slight concern for me, because if it breaks down and continues to travel throughout the cloud, it wouldn't be a huge problem. It would just mean that it could eventually, it could be signaling a turnaround here. And what I mean by that is we can see on TD sequential here, pretty clear as day, we're at a 9, and that is not a great sign. It basically tells us that we've had 9 hours of continuation of the upside, or more like 7 hours plus 2 hour sell-off. But we've seen this strong ramp up, so to speak, and with everything that goes up has to come down. It's just a matter of how far down it's going to come. Okay, so the 4 hour looks good, right? We've identified that. We got a MACD convergence. So I'm not super concerned about this, but I can tell you that the Ichimoku cloud is we've got green checks across the board. We've got a conversion line over the baseline. We've got the lagging span, free and clear of any price action, and we're above the cloud. So ultimately, this is technically telling us that we want to maybe consider taking a position to the upside. We just want to be cautious if we do, maybe have a tight stop loss in place based on the simple fact that it could continue to progress downwards from here, okay? Now, I know I said we weren't going to look at Bitcoin, but let's just quickly identify here and see. Bitcoin's pretty much gone sideways for the entire last 4 hours. We have a candlestick there that kind of went high and low, but generally speaking, we've seen pretty much sideways action from Bitcoin last 4 hours. But we look at Gala last 4 hours, it came up and came down, so it could very well consolidate above this level. Okay, so again, all good stuff. Pending Bitcoin doesn't drop soon, we should be in good shape to see Gala slowly progress to the upside. We're probably just going to need to expect a little bit of a correction here, and then we could effectively see a sideways action for the next 4 to 6 hours. Okay, so again, all good things here on the short term. The midterm looks good too. The only problem is the macro, but again, the micro and the midterm turn into a macro, right? So if we can continuously see higher highs and higher lows, then we're going to be in good shape. We just got to understand though that this next push to the upside needs to be higher than 36 cents before it retraces, or better yet, the next low cannot be lower than 32 cents, right? So if we see the next, this push, this leg down, so to speak, come to about 31 cents or lower, then we're in that transition period where we actually lost that bullish momentum, and then we're going to have to face whatever we need to worry about at that time and identify it again later. So I guess to summarize, big picture, Gala, does it have potential to get back to 85 cents? I think in short, yes, it does. Anything in the gaming metaverse or gaming world rather, I think that we're going to see some good stuff. My personal opinion, and myself and a few of my admins, so to speak, we feel that gaming and DeFi is going to be the thing this year, right? In other words, gaming already was a thing last year, but it'll make another push, okay? It's just that they all ramped up too hard too fast, and in the light of all this selling off that's happening, indecision in the market, you can't expect them to do great things just yet. Eventually they will, okay? So it's not a terrible consideration to add to your position right now. Dollar cost average, a small portion of your portfolio. Do not put everything into Gala right now, okay? Because we don't truly know if the bottom will drop out. Bitcoin loses its bottom, trends start closer to 37,000. We're going to see somewhere in the range of 20 to 30 cents, not 29 or higher. It's going to be sub 29 cents if that makes sense from Gala. So it's just some friendly advice. My recommendation for dollar cost average is close to 29 as possible. Even consider DCA right now at 34. It's not a bad value. Just do not by any means take a long position to the upside with no stop loss and just call it a day for a day trade and go to bed with the trade open still, right? We don't want to do that. Consider a swing trade, yes, but do not by any means consider Gala to be out of the woods yet. Once again, synonymous with Bitcoin. Wait for Bitcoin to make a move and then do something with Gala, right? Confirmation is what you want to look for. You want to get on the same side of the tracks, and you want to move with the current. You don't want to move upstream, right? Swimming upstream is a pain in the ass. Swimming downstream is really nice and chill and easy, right? Why not swim downstream or just kind of float and relax with the bulls once the bulls have taken control? They're not in control yet, and we need to acknowledge that, okay? I hope that makes sense, and I hope I didn't confuse you with any of that. But all in all, not in bad shape for Gala. We just got to understand that it's going to take a little while for those, those shorter time frames to reflect on the larger time frames and to get in a better overall situation. I hope you learned something here. Thank you so much for your time. I look forward to working with you if you decide you want to join my community. Also, bear in mind, again, Trading Academy available month end. Going to be really cool stuff. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again. We'll see you soon. Take care.